Yeah, I know. I'm watching it on the news now. Apparently it started in California. Zombies, I know. Who would have guessed? Oh, now you want to come over. I see how it is. Yeah, you used to laugh all... I always said laugh all you want, but when the zombies come, we both know whose house you'll be running to for protection. Yeah, sure, fine, get over here. Wait a minute. Damn it, now I owe Yankee $1 for using his quote. Alright, so today we're going to do a different video. With the uncertain future ahead of us and not knowing what's around the corner, I figured I would do my top 5 weapon list for the long-awaited zombie apocalypse. Fingers crossed. So, I'm going to go off a couple things for this video. First off, I'm going to assume that I have a vehicle with me to store these weapons, and I don't have to have all of them on my person at the same time. And I'm also going to go off the basic concept that basically the Walking Dead concept of, zombies can be killed with a headshot or some form of cranial injury or severing of the brainstem and all that. And I'm also going to go off the concept that there's going to be more than just zombies out there in the world to contend with. So I would be carrying, normal chambered firearms and everything like that, normal equipment to deal with those threats. So, starting out with my main rifle. This is going to be the most boring of all of them, so I'll be very quick. Ruger AR-556. This gun's been completely reliable for me. They're basic AR-15 platform. They're modular, so you can change stuff out as needed. 30 round or more magazine capacity. You can put different optic on it. It's light. It's the AR-15. Like I said, I'm gonna be real short about that one because everybody knows what an AR-15 is, and it's not a very exciting choice, but it's what I would take because of those reasons. So now my sidearm, my particular sidearm, obviously you're not going to use it as much, but you need one. 1911. This one happens to be my commander length 1911, a little bit shorter, not that big a deal, but it's reliable. It's been around for a long time, been around since, 1911. Seen 2 world wars, came out trucking, and still going strong. Good 45 ACP knockdown power. Yes, I know knockdown power doesn't exist, but it's fun to say. So that's what I would choose for my particular gun for sidearm. So moving on, now zombie killing weapon, most people, it's a general consensus that 22 LR is your most practical zombie round because of its cheapness, easy to carry large amounts, and low recoil, easy to make follow-up shots. So I know a lot of people choose rifles. For me, if I'm going to have something on me all the time, I'm going to want a pistol. With that being said, I would choose my Ruger Mark IV Competition. Now, this might seem like a stupid choice, but as a zombie weapon, say you've already got your rifle on you and you've got your pistol on you, something like this you can put in a second holster on your person, and it's really not going to slow you down as much as having a rifle on you would. So, and the nice thing about this is, say the apocalypse is upon us, the ATF really isn't going to be bothering anybody. So if I wanted to take this and maybe throw a stock on it to increase my accuracy, I'm going to be able to do that. Obviously, like I said, we're in the apocalypse. Rule of law is kind of gone. So that would be my zombie killing weapon, mainly just because of it. It's fairly light for that particular role, and with it having a longer barrel, you're still going to be able to get pretty good range. 100 yards, 150 yards. For the lethality of a 22 LR against a zombie, I'm thinking that's about all you're going to get out of it, so I wouldn't see why you'd want a rifle. You could have a rifle, but for me, I choose a pistol. So, moving into edged weapons. Now here's where we get a little more fun. My particular knife of choice would be my M3 trench knife. Now I choose this because one, it's double-sided. It's already, you can easily attach it to your belt, rig, whatever you want to attach it to. It's got a self-sharpening sheath. It's big enough that you could use it for utility type purposes. You know, obviously the whole, I mean, in The Walking Dead you see him constantly running up and stabbing zombies and stuff like that. You know, whether or not you want to get that close to a zombie is everybody's personal preference, but you know, something like this is going to be able to accomplish that with no problem at all. So definitely something that I would trust with me. You know, it's a good thick blade, no problems at all, gonna last you through the apocalypse. And my final weapon, now everybody, it seems like in the post-apocalyptic world, has their trademark weapon. You know, Ash has his chainsaw arm, Negan has his Lucille, Rick has his little axe. You know, everybody's got their little trademark weapon. There's their signature weapon that identifies them and, you know, also is useful. So for me, well, in case you haven't noticed, I got something hanging behind me, and I think it would fit that bill quite well. This is my trench mace that I made a few years ago, and I think that would do pretty good as a signature weapon. I think it would have no problem knocking out zombies with ease. Steel spikes put on, sharpened to points, would go through zombie skull no problem, and having that spike up front, you could easily jab the front of a zombie as needed. Not to mention it would certainly intimidate anybody else trying to take your stuff from you. So that would be my fifth weapon that I'd have on me. You know, has a nice lanyard on it so it could keep it on my arm if I needed to drop it suddenly, and that would be my final weapon that I'd have with me. Something, and the nice thing about this is, you know, unlike a knife where you've got to get super close, this, you know, you've got a foot between you and the zombie and your closest point. So that's what I would choose as my top 5 zombie weapons if, you know, the worst were to happen. And I know the worst isn't really meaningful, because as with most of us in the firearms community, we're pretty much waiting for the zombie apocalypse to, you know, give us something interesting to do. Feel free to comment on the list. I'm sure people will have their own opinions, and if you have any suggestions for the list, feel free to post them below, and have a good day.